Criminologists agree that if we were looking for a human serial killer, it's likely to be male, unmarried, and aged between 20 and 30 years old. The profile for our most extreme killer couldn't be more different. We're looking for an adult female. She's pregnant, and her appetite for blood will double her body size. Her weapons are like some kind of lethal Swiss Army knife. There are blades for cutting, a hypodermic needle for injecting saliva, and a vacuum hose for sucking up blood. She'd be one scary femme fatale, if only she was more than half an inch long. One hollow tube sucks up blood while the other injects saliva, which contains an anticoagulant to stop the blood from clotting. And this is where the problems start. Unfortunately, the saliva may also carry passengers, parasites that feed on the hemoglobin in our red blood cells. And the worst of them all is malaria. It's human blood that nourishes mosquito eggs. So that's why the female has the most complicated biting apparatus in the countdown. It's a combination of Swiss Army knife, hypodermic needle, and vacuum cleaner. The muscles on a human body make up nearly half our body weight. The biggest muscles are attached to our legs and arms. To chew our food, we move our jaw using only about 1% of our muscle mass. But imagine if we were like the naked mole rat. If we spent our lives tunneling with our teeth, our jaw muscles would make up a quarter of our muscle mass. All 32 adult teeth are firmly anchored in our jaws. Our teeth are meant to last us a lifetime, but then we don't put as much strain on our teeth as a shark. The average human bite strength is only about 300 pounds per square inch. Compare that to a shark. Their jaws are estimated to generate forces 100 times more powerful. We'd go through a few teeth as well if our bite strength topped the scales at 40,000 pounds per square inch. One of the smallest sharks in the world hunts the biggest animals on the planet. Whales, not nuclear submarines, are the normal diet of the cookie-cutter shark. And that's what makes this biter #1 in the countdown. It feeds by sinking those incredible teeth into the side of a whale and then lifting out a cookie-shaped piece of flesh before the whale, or submarine, knows what hit it. However, by examining the anatomy of the shark's bizarre mouth, scientists can guess what happens when the cookie cutter takes a bite out of prey that can be as big as a whale. The shark clings to its prey with special sucking lips, slicing into flesh with those razor-sharp teeth. Then it makes a quick 360-degree spin. This cleanly and quickly removes a plug of flesh, and then the shark takes off before the whale even knows what hit it. Imagine if we were like the cookie-cutter shark. As we swim along, anything swimming below us would have no trouble spotting our silhouette against the surface. But look what would happen if we glowed in the dark. By matching the light intensity from the surface of the water, we'd become more or less invisible. However, if we were a cookie cutter shark, we'd leave a small patch unlit. Because this sneaky fish uses the dark spot to lure hungry predators. The silhouette looks like a tempting treat, but that's when we'd strike, turning the hunter into the hunted. However, the cookie cutter shark's not the only thing that's fooling predators by glowing in the dark. So what makes the shark so deadly? One reason is hidden in its mouth. Our mouth has 32 teeth specialized for cutting and grinding, but a great white shark doesn't chew its food. It has 56 3-inch long teeth for cutting flesh. And to keep them sharp, the shark has 7 rows of replacements waiting in line, giving it a mouthful of 392 razor-sharp teeth. We'd need an extreme mouth to fit in all those teeth, and even bigger neck muscles to help power those jaws. We'd be able to bite clean through bone with an estimated force that's 8 times more than the average human bite. More than 2,000 pounds per square inch. If you were as big and strong as a lion, you'd have to bulk up with enough lean muscle to tip the scales at over 500 pounds. You'd need a set of 3-inch razor-sharp claws. And 4-inch fangs. A lion's bite has been measured at 1,000 pounds per square inch. More than enough to shear through flesh and sinew. And you can't outrun the king of the beasts. It has a top speed of 50 miles per hour. But don't go thinking that big cats are only found running around Africa and Asia. It's estimated that some 15,000 exotic big cats are being kept in the United States alone. Imagine if we had jaws like a crocodile. A study in 2002 found that a 16-foot-long saltwater crocodile slammed its jaws shut with 3,900 pounds of force. The strongest bite yet measured. This would be like being hit by jaws that slam shut with the force of a small truck behind them. And since crocodile teeth are meant for holding, not chewing, crocs rip their prey apart by spinning at up to 100 revolutions per minute. They don't call this the death roll for nothing. For the cowboys of the Wild West, extreme speed was the difference between life and death. It only takes 0.2 of a second for the fastest gunslingers to draw and shoot. But the cowboys have competition. This is one of the fastest claws in the West. When scientists took a closer look at the snapping shrimp's incredible claw, they discovered the snapping noise wasn't caused by the pincers slamming together. When the shrimp closes its claw, it shoots out a jet of water that moves so fast, it creates an air bubble in the sea. When this cavitation bubble implodes, it creates a massive shockwave and a loud bang. It's time for a showdown at the OK Coral. The snapping shrimp is almost 100 times faster than the best gunslinger in town. In addition to the ordinary worker ants, some colonies create a caste of professional fighters. This is a soldier ant. Those massive jaws are great for fighting, but not much else. It can't even feed itself and relies on other ants to bring it food to keep it fighting fit. But these soldiers are also equipped with chemical weapons. A sting in the tail of the ant can inject a deadly poison. Individually, each soldier is armed to the teeth. But what makes the ant army so deadly is the sheer weight of numbers. For when ants fight, it really is the attack of the clones. Imagine if the US Army was like an ant colony and all the soldiers were sisters. In her lifetime, one ant queen could give birth to more soldiers than the entire US military. Just like human wars, the worst defeats occur when one side has miscalculated the strength of their opposition. Tactical ant warfare has even attracted interest from human defense analysts. They're taking a close look at ants to try and sharpen their own techniques at estimating the strength of the enemy. For the ants that get it wrong, the results are devastating. Their colony can be completely overwhelmed. The victorious colony will kill the queen, steal the food supplies, and even make slaves of the defeated workers. To try to prevent the devastation of their colony, one race of Asian ants has developed the ultimate warrior. This ant has a huge gland inside its abdomen. In extreme combat, it will rupture its own body wall, causing the gland to explode. The ants are like walking grenades, spraying sticky toxic material all over the enemy. These extreme fighters make the ultimate sacrifice to protect their colony.